With that scene from The Last Jedi, we were introduced to the infamous Riot Baton. This is, of course, a weapon of the First Order. It's been a fan favorite ever since we first seen it in 2015 in The Force Awakens, because it is one of the few weapons that allows a regular stormtrooper to be able to go one-on-one with a lightsaber wielder. Not saying they're going to come out on top, but it does give them the ability to fight without having to have nothing, because as we know, blasters are almost useless against a lightsaber. But the Riot Baton does actually allow combat with one, and I think that's one reason why it became so popular. Up until now, we haven't had very many options to have anything resembling one for a reasonable price. You could always have one custom made for you. I've seen people do really good jobs on that, but they were quite expensive. There is a Black Series one coming out later this year in the fall that I plan on getting to review, but it's still a ways off, and it's supposed to be fairly expensive, more so than the Black Series helmets. But it is a one-to-one replica, whereas this one isn't. This is from Hasbro. Of course, it is a Blade Builders, part of the Blade Builders line, and I mainly just wanted to get it just to take a look at it and see if it was any type of something just to have that resembled a Riot Baton. If you just wanted to put it on the wall or something like that, it's not going to stand up to cosplay necessarily if you take that seriously at all. If it's just casual, like going out trick-or-treating or something, that might be doable. But other than that, it's pretty much a kid's toy, but it's still pretty neat. It's only $29.99, so quite a bit less expensive than any alternatives that might be out right now. So I wanted to go ahead and just take a look at that, show you some of its features. You can add, of course, other Blade Builders Light Series blades to it. Of course, that's more geared towards kids to make their crazy custom creations. I'm just going to leave it alone. It does actually include this hook that you can add to the back of it. You can twist it on, and it can be held in the downward position like this, or if you want to reverse it, you can do it like that and keep it in the upward position, so then it pretty much looks like that. But it's not on there in the movie, nothing resembling that, so for purpose of review I'll just leave that off. But I did want to go ahead and let you know that it is included. So at its fully extended length, it goes to 25 inches, so a little over 2 feet. As it is now, it's 19 inches long. So like I said, it's not a one-to-one replica by any means, but it's not teeny tiny either. You have a few options here for your sounds and lights. From the factory, it's going to come in demo mode, which plays sound and lights just by pressing the trigger. Then you've got the mode that does nothing at all. And then the other one only turns on lights and sounds when you extend it, which you do by holding the trigger and flicking your wrist. I'll show you in a minute. And then it responds to movements back and forth to make clashing noises, like it's clashing with, it doesn't really sound like a lightsaber, it almost sounds more like a sword, metal on metal. So I'm not exactly sure about that, but like I said, again, it's just a kid's toy, so don't take it too seriously. But I wondered about it, so I thought some other people might be as well, so went ahead and picked it up. $29.99 again, retail. I got this at Target. It is available right now as of the 13th was its street date. It's also on Amazon.com for the same price, and it'll probably come down as time goes on. But what I'll go ahead and do now is show you to extend it. You basically just flick it like that, and then you've got it at its full length, which again is 25 inches. So it actually looks pretty decent there. If we put it back, which you have to hold the trigger, and then you just grasp it like that, slide it back. If we hold it in this mode, demo mode basically, you'll get lights on both sides. And the noises like that. So no movement, it's just really for demo, or for kids. I'm sure they'd probably like that setting just fine. And then we have the other mode, which would be the most realistic, which only activates it when it comes on, and then when it extends, and then it responds to movements. It's fairly responsive. It's not perfect, but then again, it is just a toy, so please keep that in mind. I'm not trying to in any way pass this off as a viable alternative to a full featured Riot Baton that you might could pick up. This is just something basically that I'm going to use just to display until the one comes out in the fall, the Black Series. So we'll go ahead and do this mode. So there you're getting the lights, sounds, and then it responds to back and forth movements like that. So there's the clanging noise. I'm not sure why. It kind of made a ricochet. There it is. So the only people I've really seen use these are the stormtroopers going against a lightsaber wielder. So I thought they would make more like lightsaber flashing noises, but for whatever reason, it just makes the clanging on metal noise. Just a toy though, so I'm not expecting perfection out of it by any means. So again, to fold it up like that, and then it shuts off. I'll go ahead and do it one more time to show you the effect. It's pretty neat in person. It actually looks halfway believable if you go back to that scene. It doesn't twirl like the lightsaber did, or like the Riot Baton did with that trooper, but it looks pretty cool. You get a snapping noise from it, so not too bad. Of course, the actual Riot Batons used by the First Order are magnetized, the grip is, and the glove of the wearer is magnetized so that they can hold on to this handle without having to worry about it getting knocked out of their hand. But of course this is nothing like that, but it's still easy to hold on to. If you're holding on to the trigger, which I was mistakenly, it does keep these in the position where they can fall back. So if you're not wanting that to happen, you just basically leave off of it. But I don't expect most people to be out, at least adult collectors or anything like that, to be out swinging this thing around. So mostly what I would say you would do is turn it all on its position where it doesn't do anything, extend it, and then just leave it like that. So if you gotta make sure it locks, you want to display it, you know, like well, it'd be more like this since that's how it's held. So I'm trying to get you a decent view of it there. Not bad, really. I mean, I have really long arms, and it actually doesn't look that unrealistic. It's, you know, shorter and then not nearly as wide as the real one, but you know, stick it up on the wall or something like that. Maybe peel off these caution decals, and then this side would look better displayed because this has got the battery, the switch, and all the regulatory writing and all that. So maybe display it something like that. Doesn't look too bad. It really don't. So final opinion on it for $29.99. If you want something that resembles a Riot Baton without breaking the bank, and maybe plan on getting the Black Series one later, but want something right now, and this is perfect for that. It's just a toy, so you know, don't expect too much from it, but for what it is, I think it's okay. And inevitably, like most all of the Blade Builders series, it's gonna go on clearance, I'm sure. And you know, when it does, I'm thinking you can probably get it for easily under $20, and at that point, it's definitely a no-brainer to buy it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Just drop a comment down there in the section, or on my channel's Facebook page, and I'll be glad to answer anything that I can for you. And I appreciate everyone's continued support with my videos. If there's anything that you want me to review in particular, let me know, and I'll do my best to get a hold of it. Or I've got a collection that borderline enormous, 2 rooms full basically. So if there's something that you been wanting to take a look at, there's a good chance I might have it. So never hesitate to ask, because I really want to try to do what my viewers would like as much as I possibly can. Again, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That would help immensely. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your week, and may the Force be with you.